Doesn't do anything. I say we know by no day mam school tamaku maya. You did like sino ba mam school that Covid-19 sigata mo maksuan. Ego me wacho me ugani to skat tamaku to ngani wa. Magani agayasi mo. We're addressing you regarding the Covid-19 here today, and we want to send out some very important messages. First message is we want to look at some of the myths that are currently in our community. And one is that this is fear-mongering. We're not. It's a serious situation, but we don't want to scare people, but we want to give them some practical advice to protect their families, themselves, and our community. You know, our elders. If you look at COVID-19 in terms of how serious it is, let me give you an example. Some examples. In March the 2nd, in the United States, there was 1,000 cases. March the 15th, less than 2 weeks later, there was 3,600 cases. And there's over 400 deaths. I think it's even over 800 deaths today. In Italy, on February the 20th, there was 4 cases. On March the 15th, there was 24,000 cases. And the deaths are 468 a day. This is a serious situation that we're facing. And the first objective that we have in our community is to do everything to prevent this virus from entering our community. And that is key. And because it is predicted that if it enters our community, it'll spread very quickly for a number of reasons. One is that we have so many people that have pre-existing conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, all of these, asthma. And so those people are at greater risk. So we're really doing everything to prevent this, but we need your help. We need your help. And one of the other things that we also in doing everything we can is that to identify the minute it enters our community. What do we need to do in order to identify it? And the way we need to do that is use some very common sense approaches. One of the things in personal level is that we want you to wash your hands, do what they call social distancing, 1 meter apart. We're canceling all the non-essential services in our community and sending all the non-essential staff home. We're limiting the store hours. We're putting up sanitation stations. We want you to wash your hands for at least 20 seconds. We want to avoid contacts. So there's a lot of things that we can do to protect ourselves and to protect our members. And if you have a cold, you have sniffles, those kinds of things, we want you to stay home. We want you to stay home until it passes, or if the situation gets worse, we want you to call certain numbers. We'll be sending out this information to every household. There'll be people coming to your door with the actual information in terms of what it is, what you can do, what you ought to do, and what numbers to call and how to contact people. So if you look at this, one of the other myths that I want to address is that it doesn't impact young people. It does impact young people. When you go to Italy and you look at those crowded hospital rooms with all the people on ICUs, many of them are young people who are actually, in the final stages of trying to address this disease. And the thing is that this may change our way of life because it may be long term. It may be long term. This thing may be around for 6 months. It may be around for 18 months. And we need to do that same process. Is how do we keep it out of our community? How do we identify people that are, that have it as quickly as we can? And that we need to assume personal responsibility in terms of, protecting our family, protecting ourselves, protecting our community members. And this chief and council has been working hard at this, along with our program managers and stuff. But at some point in time, if it does enter our community, the social isolation will even be more intensive. So we want to protect our people. And if we don't do it, we are actually putting everybody at risk. Our children, our family, our elders, our whole community. So for all intent and purposes, we need to take this seriously. But we don't need to panic. We don't want people panicking. We want to be address it in a thoughtful method. And it's worth it. It's worth doing this work. And it's worth protecting our own people. So we want to thank you for listening to us.